today is the exciting day. We're finally starting our ancestor portraits. And I got to tell you, I'm so sorry, but it's a long lesson. It is. But I'm just going to give you a little heads up right now so that you will know what to expect. Our first step is we're going to outline the facial features and take our time. This is the part that takes the longest. Take our time putting everything where it's supposed to be in the face. So that is step number one in a lightly colored chalk pastel. The reason for this is that we're going to want to be able to smudge it in and blend it in later in case we make a mistake. It won't completely wipe away, but it's a little more forgiving. After we have everything how we want it, we're going to trace it in a darker oil pastel. The oil pastel will show up and add a nice outline. So we're not going to color things in with oil pastel, we're going to outline. The next step is the fun part, coloring in with the chalk pastel and using your finger to smudge and get away all those white spaces. You can add a little blush. Then finally we're going to add the colors with our clothes and the background. So those are our steps. Let's do this. Remember, just have fun. Don't stress.
I have a handy dandy book here with all of the ancestors from my Bentley side, and I'm going to pick Mary Ann Mansfield Bentley to draw because she is adorable, as you can see. So we're going to start out with a paper with a circle on it, an oval shape that later on we're going to cut out and we're going to make a really fun frame to go around our portraits. But today we're just going to have it like this with the circle drawn on so that we know what is going to be cut away later. And we're going to start with the U shape for the face. And we want to make sure it's not too small, because if our U shape is too small, it's going to be hard to get the facial features drawn in there. So I have a template that you can trace if you want to, or you can just go ahead and draw a U. But you're going to pick a lighter color than the skin tone, make your U shape, and the U shape is nice because a lot of our people have hats, and that'll be really helpful if you have someone like this, like Caleb's ancestor who has a hat on, or like mine, she has hair, and I can draw that in. So she has kind of a larger forehead, so I'm going to draw kind of a rainbow shape on top to match both sides of my U. And I'm going to go ahead down here and do her neck. And I remember from before that her neck is not too skinny. It goes on either side of the chin. So I'm just going to go straight down like that. And then she has a shirt. Everybody's are going to be a little different. So I'm going to curve down with the shirt and just go straight out for the shoulders. Okay, so I have the basic outline of her face, or her head, and her neck and shoulders. Now I'm going to look at her ears. Just like we looked at earlier, the top of her ear comes even with her eye and the bottom with her mouth, and they're right on the side. So I'm just going to draw a C-shaped ear on this side and whatever the opposite of that is on this. Backwards C, I guess. Okay, and do you see how I messed up? And I just went ahead and erased it a little bit. I can fix this ear. And now I'm going to look at her eyes. So the eyes are right in the middle, and we kind of have a rainbow shape on the top and a kind of a U shape on the bottom to make our almond shaped eyes. Now notice that one of mine is bigger than the other, so just kind of smudge that in and try again. Now with the nose is the trickiest part of the face. The one thing I want you guys to try not to do is doing a triangle nose like this. That kind of reminds us of a jack-o'-lantern a little bit. So we're gonna do a number 7 nose, and it's upside down number 7, so we're gonna start at the top and just go down. That's one way you can do it. And I'm going to draw her other side of her nostril here too. Okay? And now her mouth, I have an easy mouth because she just is not smiling, and it's a kind of a straight line. I'm also going to draw in these age lines for her cheeks here on mine. I'm going to draw in her iris and a pupil, her eyebrows. Now mine has glasses, which is tricky, but I'm going to draw some big circles here and a line going back. I don't know, not many of you had glasses, I don't think. Okay, now for the hair part. So some of her hairline comes inside this oval shape. So I think some of you guys will have some of these where if it's an old man and he has like a grandpa that doesn't have hair on the top but has some on the sides, that's what you can do there. Mine has hair that is in a pretty bun, so I'm gonna go erase some of the sides here to finish drawing the bun part of the hair and have it kind of poof up over the head. I'm gonna use an oil pastel, a skin-ish colored oil pastel, or you could also use black or gray. So I'm using a brown. You guys, on these nice new packs, you can use probably anything in this section, maybe not the silver and gold, but blacks or browns would be a good choice. Okay, and I'm gonna trace over the things that I liked, how it turned out, because I know when I start putting the skin tone in, it's gonna be hard to see because it's kind of this same color. So now I'm all done with my oil pastels and I'm ready to start coloring in on her face. And I'm just gonna get, you don't want to go through your lines, you want to go right next to them, and you can use your finger to smooth it. This is the fun part. And then you can also blend colors. So she has some more wrinkles, and if I kind of want to make the wrinkles stand out, I can get a slightly darker color and add some wrinkles and kind of blend them in. If yours has maybe some rosy cheeks, you could put a lighter or a pinkier color and blend that in. With the hair, you could put a couple different colors of, like on mine, I could try to put white and gray and blend those together. On yours, you may have like brown and black. My picture's black and white, so I have to guess on the color. I think I'll give her some, she looks like she has pretty dark eyes, so I'm gonna give her some dark brown eyes. One thing that I can see even in this picture, I don't know if you guys can see there's a little tiny bit of sparkle of white in her eyes, and that always looks good. If you can add that to your person, that always looks good, to add a little bit of sparkly white. So I'm gonna put my brown in the middle. You can just blow it off a little bit, or you can tap it on your table. And I'm gonna give her a little sparkly white. You know what else she needs though is a pupil. So I'm gonna get my black chalk and give a pupil. Okay, you can see it took me a long time to kind of go around and get most of the areas filled with chalk. Now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna take my finger and try to get it so that all the white is covered and that there's no more white showing anywhere. Okay, I got to this part and I realized that I forgot to trace the outside of her eyes. And that's important because I want to be able to fill the rest in. So I'm going to trace the outside of her eyes. The one thing I had forgotten before was to put my placemat down. So now that I have my placemat down, I can pick it up and tap it and get the rest of that chalk off. And now I'm going to start with her hair. And every time I'm done with one, I want to make sure and put it back in the spot where I got it from. So this big pack has a little bit of gray and some white, and I'm going to just pick one to start with because I want there to be the white in case another friend needs it. And she's just got, I'm going to use this on her eyebrows too. Okay, and just for fun, I'm going to give her a little bit of rosy cheeks. She doesn't look super rosy cheeked, but some of you guys might want to see that. So I'm going to put a little pink here and rub it in. For some of these old-timey photos, they couldn't really smile because it took so long for the picture to take that the smile wouldn't last that long. So that's why a lot of the times our ancestors look very serious in these. And now I have her dress to do and her shirt. So she has a light colored shirt and it looks lacy and there's some jewelry. So I'm going to color, I guess I don't want to use skin color. I'm going to find a color to do that in, and I'm going to do her jacket in black, and then I'll be ready to start the background. Okay, at this point, I'm ready to start coloring the background, and I'm just going to pick a nice solid color and color it in, and then I will be done. And notice for this, if you're coloring a larger space in, you can use the side of the chalk.